not everything has to do or deal or be about you. Not every sacrifice you make is for you. Not every single time you show up to church, the message is for you. Not every worship song that is sung is for you. We have gotten to the place where everything has to do with us. Well, how do I feel when I worship? And I don't know if I like that message. And God touched me in the altar call. What if it has nothing to do with you? What if it has to do with someone behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you? Bible says that when Saul dies, when he kills himself, Armor looked at Saul, and when he saw Saul was dead, he took a sword and killed himself. First off, I think it's crazy that insecurity that is nourished by selfishness leads to suicide. I just think that's very interesting. Because you're living in a generation that struggles with suicide more than any other previous generation. More than Holocaust survivors, more than those who lived during the era of slavery, more than those who lived during the Great Depression. You're living in a generation that struggles with suicide more than any other generation, but you're also living in the most selfish generation that's ever existed. I think biblically there's a direct correlation. And when Saul falls on his own sword, the man looks at Saul, and when he says Saul's not there, he kills himself. Saul's conclusion impacted those who were behind him. Can I tell you why holiness is becoming a subject that we don't like to talk about in the apostolic church? Because what if holiness doesn't have much to do about you, but it has more to do with the generation that's coming after you? God forbid we uphold standards that don't directly benefit us, but benefit a generation behind us. Because what we do in moderation, they're going to do in excess. We make decisions just about us. It is the selfishness that plagues us. But we're going to wear what we want to wear. And we're going to watch what we want to watch. And we're going to have what we want to have. What if this has nothing to do about you, but it has something to do about the person behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you. And here I am, and I'm making decisions, and I'm only asking, well, does it benefit me? What does it help me? Is it, you know what would change in the church if we started making decisions based on 3 generations down the road? What would your media choices look like if you started making decisions based off your grandkids? What would your financial decisions look like? Could we just make decisions on what looks great for us? Can I talk to the ladies in this place? What would your wardrobe look like if you were making decisions in regards to 3 generations down the road? If you weren't making decisions off of what made us feel good, but you were considering your granddaughter that would have to live in a world full of perversion, but was able to look back and saw a grandma who held the line when it came to maintaining a standard and not falling into the trap of vanity and self-absorption. Our standards of living goes well beyond us. And as long as you try to figure out, well, how does this benefit me? Where am I going to be blessed from this? You're never going to realize why God has instituted some of the principles that He's instituted. Because some of it is not there for you. But when this thing started, God instituted a covenant that would not just be for them, but He said it's for your children and your children's children and to all that are afar off. Can I talk to, and there's hyphen in this place, and please hear me today. Please do not live a Christianity that only feeds you and leaves nothing else for these little kids here. There was a generation here that was here before you, and was kind enough to leave something for you to have, a pew so you can sit on. They made sacrifices that wasn't convenient, drug their kids to church when it wasn't easy. Please don't loosen up your stand. When you walk into church, it is your obligation to get involved, whether it benefits you or not. When the church becomes selfish, it's dangerous. When we become absorbed with ourselves, we think our suffering has everything to do with us. But what if your suffering is to bless somebody else? Stephen, what if your death, you never hear Stephen's family mentioned when he gets stoned. Doesn't bless anyone immediately next to him. He doesn't even know why he's having to go through it. But he had his eyes focused on beyond himself. And there was a man that was able to be blessed despite the fact he was. What if your suffering has nothing to do? Sometimes, and listen, I've been there. Listen. Trust me, I've been there. I've had some talks with Jesus that I'm glad nobody was listening to. Frustrated. God, why are you doing this? What in the world is happening? Just caught up on myself. Not realizing, what if God was producing something in me so I could help somebody else? What if God let me go through that because I'm saved and I have the Holy Ghost and I have a church home and I have family and friends, but there's someone else going through that exact same thing who doesn't have any of those benefits and blessings? And what if God allowed me to go through it so I could help them out? God has called us to sacrifice our selfishness. What if it has nothing to do with you? What if it has to do with someone behind you?